Good morning. Another Starbucks day. I'm still in Kansas. And today I overslept because it's Central Time. And what I wanted to talk about is imposter syndrome. What it is when you're really doing great and you're really successful, there's a part of you that has self-doubt. And that self-doubt makes you feel like an imposter. And it's not a confidence issue, and I think that's what's really important, is that you don't confuse imposter syndrome with self-doubt. With confidence, I mean. So the first time I really had like an acute case of imposter syndrome is the first day that I sat in the big auditorium at Tufts Dental School. And I looked around and there were all these really smart people. And the reason I knew they were so smart is because they would raise their hand and ask a question, and I didn't even understand the question. After I graduated, and I did really well, I realized that they were just as insecure as I was at the beginning, and their way of dealing it was asking a ridiculous question, and now I know that. But at the time, I felt like maybe I'm not smart enough to be here, maybe I'm not good enough to be here. And throughout the years, there have been many times where I felt like I was an imposter, that I wasn't qualified to be at the position that I was. And after I wrote my book, I felt like an imposter. People would say things to me, it's only a soft cover, or that's your book. And I felt like I was an imposter. Many famous women have felt like they've been imposters, and I'm sure men have felt this way too. And what I want to talk about today is when you get that feeling that maybe you're not qualified, that you're an imposter, that you don't deserve the praise that you're getting, I want to just remind you that you do. And what you need to do and what I need to do, this is really a conversation for myself, because today I overslept, and before I was getting ready for coffee time, I was thinking, am I just an imposter? Like, what do I have to say? I'm tired, I feel worn out, I've read a lot of trees this weekend, I don't have a lot of emotional energy left, I have a big day, and today's my son's birthday. Happy birthday, Adam, in Iraq. And I'm flying home today, and instead of celebrating the amazing weekend I had, how many trees I've read, how many people I met, I've had amazing coffee times, I've met amazing people, I've read a lot of trees, I hopefully help people change their negative self-talk with self-awareness. I've done so many great things, but instead of focusing on that, I'm focusing on, was I good enough, was I smart enough, the whole thing. And what's interesting to me is I love doing coffee time, but I go through almost every day this feeling of, am I qualified to talk? Am I qualified to have a video blog? And it's so interesting to me that here I am having coffee time with a live blog every day, and yet I still haven't conquered my imposter syndrome. But the way I feel that you could conquer it, for me, reading testimonials that people write to me doesn't really work, because it's my inner self-talk. It's not outside of myself that the problem is, it's me. My problem is that when people say that to me, I always wonder, are they telling me the truth? Are they really saying the truth? Or are they just trying to be nice? And that's all because of me. And what I had to do is figure out who was driving my bus. I always say that, Who's driving your bus? Who's that critic in your head? Who are the critical people in your head? Chatty Cathy, Negative Nancy. Who is it? Imposing Ida? Like, I made up all these names for the people that are driving my brain and driving my negative self-talk. And once I made up those names, then what I need to do is one by one just get them off my bus, get them out of my self-talk, and just say, do you enjoy doing this, Janet? Yes. And I love having coffee every day with you guys. So, good morning. And if you are suffering from acute imposter syndrome, chronic imposter syndrome, long-term imposter syndrome, it doesn't matter. What I would recommend is figure out give some names to those people in your critical voice, and just let them off your bus for a little while. And let on Supportive Sally and all the people that are really going to help you. I know this sounds really funny, but it's a simple thing to do, hard to implement. But that's what I'm going to do right now, because I have a big, big day ahead of me. I know every day I believe is a big day, but today's a really big day as far as my energy goes. And I'm going to get in my airport state of mind, so that when people push me, my personal space ends at my skin here. And be in the right state of mind to really enjoy this fabulous birthday day of my son. Celebrate that. Celebrate what a great weekend I had. And make sure that my negative self-talk, that my inner critic, that all those people are also given a break today. And that I totally enjoy this day. I hope you enjoy this day. And I'll see you tomorrow from New Jersey. Bye.